VDLC has a program, and so we're gonna go there for dinner, and yeah, and that's it. It's 11:02. If we wait 2 minutes, I think it's okay, enough time
Just
to let the other people come. We have Zahra here and one of the speaker. We have Ruan, I think it's here. Oh my God, it's echoing.
just a second.
Oh, what is this? Go to the then it's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited because we have people from different parts of the world and with a different background, and it's so exciting to see the experience of each woman and see like hopefully this is a start. We can make a bigger movement and make a change. And I see, women's movement are getting stronger and stronger. For example, in Vancouver for a couple of years, there wasn't that much going on, but this year I see a couple of women's groups, they got together and organized a rally in front of art gallery, which is good. Anybody like to say something for 1 more minute?
I personally want to say hi to everybody. Happy Women's Day, not only to our beautiful women, but also to men who are shoulder to shoulder with, along with women who wants equality and not any apartheid and sexual apartheid during along with the whole world. That's wonderful to have everybody here, and I really hope we're gonna have a good educational and informative program. Can I quickly check? Akona Mebeb, are you here, honey?
Yes, I'm here.
Beautiful. Hi. Sargol Selma, you are here. I can see.
Yes, I am here, Sadav. Hello, everyone.
Beautiful. Also, Heba Dakhalala. I'm very, very sorry if I'm not pronouncing very good, but
Heba is not yet.
Heba is not yet here. Okay. Let me write it down because we need a kind of maybe adjustment. Okay, these three. Okay. Oh, sorry. My desk is really filled with everything. Sohela is here. I can see. Sebila Rose here. Yes, you are here. No, actually, it's Sohela.
Sabina, no. Sabina
No?
is not here. I'm going to call her now.
Sure, please. Semira Hokoki. Samira.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Yeah. Okay. Rana Moon.
Yes, good morning. I am here.
Good morning to you too. I am in Toronto, so I should say good afternoon somehow.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. Oh, recording is stopped, guys.
I don't know who did it. Who stopped?
Okay, it is in progress. So thank you. Nadia Bolivar. Nadia. Oh yes, hi.
Yes, I'm here. This is my mother's last name, but yeah, good.
I love your mother's last name. And Zehra Hashemi. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi. Very nice to have you here. And of course, our beautiful Tammy. So we have only two speakers missing so far. And
Hiba, I'm going to call her, and who else?
Hiba and
Sevilla
also
is coming.
Sevilla. Sevilla's
Sevilla is
also.
coming.
Okay,
I just called her, she's coming.
okay. That's fantastic to have you all here.
I
And
think we can start with the music, and then
oh,
we can start the program.
mhm.
Yeah. Would you please put the music, Masood?
I will walk through that I can see a world that we all live, safe and free from all oppression. No more rape or incest or abuse. Women are not a possession. You never own me, don't even know me. I'm not invisible, I'm simply wonderful. I feel my heart for the first time racing. I feel alive, I feel so amazing. That's how I love, that's how I dream. Because I've had enough, that's something sweet. Let's break the rules, that's something pain. Let's turn it upside down, it's time to break the chains. Oh yeah, break the chains. In the middle of this madness, we will stand. I know there is a better world. Sisters and your brothers by the hand, reach out to every woman and girl. This is my body's holy. No more excuses, no more abuses. We are mothers, we are teachers, we are beautiful, beautiful creatures. That's cause I love, that's cause I dream, that's cause I've had enough, that's stop free. Let's break the rules, that's stop the pain, that's turn it upside down, it's time to break the chains. Oh yeah, break the
Thank you. Okay.
Can we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one thing before we start, Masood, please next time put the music a little bit louder. The sound for me was low. I don't know. How about the other people?
It was a little.
Sorry, interrupt you. Before you start, to see another clip that shows women movement around the world. Thank you.
Hello.
Sorry about the quality.
Thank you.
That was perfect. Thank you, Masood. My dear audience and people who have joined this Zoom meeting, hello. I welcome you on behalf of our organization, WID, and the hosts that are running this program today. I start with this slogan or this words: for all women and girls, right, equality, empowerment. This is the United Nations theme for 2025's Women Day. Welcome everybody, and I want to say a big happy Women's Day to all of you. I really hope that so far you have enjoyed your day, your special day, and I really hope that we're gonna have a very, very good meeting all together. This program, as I mentioned, is organized by IWD. March 8 marks a call to action for accelerating gender equality. Today, on this day, along with millions of people, we celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women all over the world. According to the World Economic Forum, I'm sorry, my page went up. Sorry, I lost this page and I cannot continue my speech. The page just got disappeared. I would like to just say that during our program, we're gonna have. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I would like to say that in our program, we're gonna have beautiful women, very, very brave and active women all over the world, I should say, from Africa, from Asia, and we all are in Canada. during this program, we're gonna share our experience about what we had during the years of active and activities, and also the fight with inequality against women. My very first speaker is gonna be Akona Mebeb. I have her very, very short bio, which is extremely sweet, I should say. And it is says that she is from South Africa, and she was a refugee. Am I correct? Okay, she's from South
Yes.
Africa, and she's activist in human rights and social activities. Dear Akuna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sadaf. I appreciate the warm welcome and the opportunity to speak to you today and the rest of the team.
Can I interrupt you for one quick reminder? Each speaker has 7 minutes. Please make sure that, as we already, I guess, informed you all. And also, please, any speaker that is talking, silence her cell phone so that during her speak, a sudden phone call or anything wouldn't interrupt her. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Akona, go ahead, please.
No problem. Thank you very much. Happy International Women's Day, everyone. As Sadaf has said, my name is Akona Zandile Mbebe, and I'm a South African human rights and social activist, refugee claimant. I'm here today to speak.
Sorry, if admins can silence, Babak, your microphone is on. Everybody, if admin can pay attention, sorry, Akuna, silence whoever, microphone is on. Thank you.
I'm here to speak to you about some of the challenges that South Africa faces when it comes to women's rights. Although South Africa has a robust legal framework to protect women's rights, including the Constitution, which was established in 1996, the Domestic Violence Act, which is crucial for ensuring that women can live free from abuse, and the Employment Equity Act, which aims to eliminate discrimination in employment, training, and recruitment based on gender, race, and disability. And it encourages employers to work towards more equitable presentation. So even with all of these efforts, challenges remain in achieving through gender equality, particularly in areas like economic empowerment and combating violence. Violence amongst women and girls, the violence against women and girls or gender-based violence in South Africa is widespread. It is endemic, and it is an enduring nightmare. The World Population Review for 2023 ranked South Africa amongst the top 6 countries with the highest femicide in the world. And in 2023, globally, every 10 minutes, a woman was intentionally killed by her partner or family. And in South Africa, 5.5 women were killed by their intimate partner per 100,000 women between 2020 and 2021. So femicide rates continue to remain high. Some of the other challenges that women face include economic equality. Women are disproportionately represented amongst the poor, the unemployed, as well as the hungry. We have a high gender pay gap, so women often earn less than men for the same work. There's also limited access to land and resources. So women face challenges in accessing and owning land, which is very crucial for their livelihood and economic empowerment. So women also experience challenges in terms of implementation of laws. There is a need to ensure that laws and policies are effectively implemented and that women have access to more information and resources to utilize their rights. And just to give you a brief historical context of why things are the way they are, South Africa just came out of the apartheid era, and in which women's rights were severely limited, with Black women facing compound inequalities due to the racial segregation. So they had it worst amongst everyone. There were the matrimonial affairs, which is a historical act, also known as the Bertha's Bill, which the husband's marital power over the wife's property allowed women to have limited transactions. So they basically needed their husband's permission to make any changes in their own properties or possessions. And in terms of feminism, it's been shaped by struggles for political and racial equality, as well as by national and transnational struggles for gender equality. We've had quite a lot of women movements in South Africa, and they've played a significant role for the advocacy of women's rights and challenging the discriminatory laws and practices, not only against women, but against children, against the LGBTI community, against the disabled, against most of the vulnerable groups. So basically, some areas for key that are of key focus currently and for improvement include economic empowerment. So we need to do more in terms of addressing the gender pay gap, increasing women's access to economic opportunities, and promote entrepreneurship are crucial for achieving gender equality. There needs to be more that's done to combat violence and address the gender-based violence, which includes severe cases of significant cases of domestic violence and especially femicide. This is actually a priority in the country, an opportunity just to improve the situation. Another area is land rights. So just basically ensuring that women have equal access to and ownership of land, as it is essential for their economic and social empowerment. There needs to be more political representation, an increase in representation of women in parliament and any other decision bodies, just to ensure that women voices are heard. And there needs to be more promotion of education for women and girls, as that is crucial for their empowerment, development, and just well-being in general. And I just want to highlight before I step down that in terms of activism, women activism, in early 1950s and from about the 1950s to about 1993, women's movements in South Africa were significant, but they were often overshadowed by the struggle against apartheid. So on August 9, on the 9th of August in 1956, about 20,000 women marched to the union buildings in Pretoria to protest against the legislation aimed at tightening the apartheid government's control over the the movement of Black women in urban areas. I mention this because to this day, this is a very important and significant day to us because it's the day that we commemorate these incredible women, and it is the day in which we celebrate our National Women's Day. So that's 9th of August. Thank you for listening, everyone, and happy Women's Day.
Wow. Wonderful timing.
Very
Very informative, very sad actually. Thank you very, very much, Akuna, for sharing your speech with us.
Before you go to the next speaker, sorry, Hiba called me and she says she's going to be available after 12. If you can put her sometime after 12. Thank you, Akuna.
Can I ask one of the co-hosts to put the alarm on? We forgot to put the alarm, the timer.
I will do it. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
7 minutes, you said?
7 minutes, please. Thank you. Our next speaker is Sargol Salma. I read a very short bio from her. Sargol was an active woman in Iraq, in Irani Kurdistan. She was the president of the Kurdish Children's Rights Center from the early 1990s and was a woman rights activist in Iraq. In fact, Kurdistan of Iraq. Sargol was under attack many times, but never give up and continue to fight for women's and children's rights while she was a refugee in Turkey. She is currently an activist in the women's equalities movement. Dear Sargol, stage is yours.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Sargol Ahmed from the Organization of People Development in Kurdistan region in Iraq, and member of the Toronto Education Workers Local 4400 in Toronto, Canada. First, I'd like to congratulate you and all women around the world for March 8th, International Women's Day, and I am glad to be here with in this convention with a powerful woman from different countries. I just came back from the March 8th rally, and I was so happy that I could join it. For me, it's important to participate in the rally because by the contribution of everyone, we can increase the number of the participation and strengthen our voices against discrimination, racism, sexism, and injustice toward all women being, especially women and children around the world. Also, I'd like to mention that yesterday in Iraq, in the majority of city, women activists and freedom fighters were demonstrating in a huge rally, speaking out against the children marriage, sexual abuse, and gender apartheid. So through the struggle of a million of people, women could achieve more rights and freedom. Today, while celebrating March 8, we are facing the comprehensive attack of the global and regional bourgeoisie on the majority of the society, especially the working class and women's rights and freedom. Women and the equality movement have always faced attack from conservative and masculinity movement and forces, especially in countries where Islam is imposed as the authority law and Sharia, such as Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and other Arab countries. In the past years, many achievements have been made by the activists, equality and humanitarian movement in Europe and United States and the West. These achievements are under attack all the time, and women are the first victim. All these injustice and attacks followed the victory of free market capitalism, which is represented by the United States and the West. This resulted in the failure of Soviet bloc, which represented state capitalism under the name of the socialism. In my opinion, today is the worst time in the history of humanity where foolish people are running society. In the capital system, the capitalists and wealthy people make up a small number of the society, but we are the labor, working class, and middle class make up the majority, and we have a power. So why we are in this situation? Why can't we change the world? Why must children be hungry? Why must wars be started? Why must women be killed? You know why? Because we don't accept each other. We are divided. Perhaps the capitalists are always trying to divide us, and that is the solution. We need to be united in solidarity. In the Middle East, especially in the countries where Islam is imposed, women's rights and freedom are not recognized equally with men, and they are always being sexually exploited, justified the polygamy law. When women are fighting against polygamy, they deprive them to maternity right, maintenance, and inheritance. The imposition and legalization of child marriage is another crime and disgusting issue against the children in Iraqi Kurdistan regime. The Shia Muslim brought the child marriage law to the parliament of Iraq along with the consent and signature of Sunni Muslim, and the Kurdish Nationalist Party in power accept this horrible law into the bargaining agreement. Meanwhile, many organizations in Iraq are speaking up against this law. However, the government is trying to silence them and threaten their lives. All these attacks tell us that more than ever, humanity in general and the women equality movement especially needs to raise the banner of socialism. It is the banner against gender apartheid, class discrimination, and the justify people by people. We are living in the 21st century, and technology is growing day by day and has made our life much easier. But if you look at the majority of people, they are tired. They look unhappy and miserable, working from early mornings until evenings. Some even work 2 part-time jobs to put food on the table, pay bills, and more. Tuition is too expensive for the low income and middle class. Also in Canada, especially Ontario, the education sector and healthcare sector are in crisis. They are cutting education, cutting services, increasing and in employment, all while increasing the cost of housing, causing people to become homeless. On top of that, while women are playing a critical role in building the economy of the society around the world, however, they are the first victim under attack of being fired and becoming unemployment. The women in the Middle East, especially in Iraq, are living pain, caused by the discrimination and inequality. In Iraq, women have been turned into the victim of war, especially after USA occupied Iraq and brought many religious and nationalist groups who hate women and
Yes,
are
Margot.
against freedom and equality. Unfortunately, killing, kidnapping, burning, suicide, and murder of women continue. And every day we can hear and see women become victims in many ways. The Islamic execution and stoning of Iran is the most reactionary forces and backbone on political Islam in the region who are against freedom fighters. People in Iraq now suffer from the bad rules of the Iranian government in Iraq. The women and children rights advocates in Iraq and Kurdistan are extremely concerned about the situation, and they are constantly struggling. Also today, the whole world is watching the brave women of Iraq who are fighting with the worst misogynist regime in the world. We are watching the revolution of woman life freedom. This courage is inspiring for all women in Iraq and will be more inspiring for billions of women around the world. When this revolution in Iran succeeds, it will be a positive impact on the surrounding region, especially Iraq. We are determined to continue our fight with the egalitarian men in Iraq against those who want to keep women down and impose their gender racism against women. The women's movement is growing, but needs more energy. To make this movement stronger and hold the banner of equality up high, we need to defeat the backward forces, gender racists, who do not want women equal to men. We as women and all civilized humanity must stand together. Dear friend, now more than ever, humanity and working class teachers, officials, and employees, the retired, people with disability, children and women needs humanitarian and civilized movement to go forward in order to transform discriminatory capitalist society into the classless equality and equity society. So the only way to liberate people and women from the brutal system is socialism. We will constantly fight for that. Thank you. Long live March 8. Long live the struggle of the women's movement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to put the alarm. When you hear the alarm, please just wrap it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sargol. That was very, very moving, whatever, is happening there and everything that you said. We now go to next speaker, who is Soheila Dalvand. I don't have any bio from her, but she is kind of well known for everybody, I guess, in this room and for a lot of audiences. She is a long activist. She fought with Iran's regime in Iran, and then she had to flee to Canada. Obviously, she never stopped her fight. Right now, she's very, very actively a political prisoners activist, and she is working and really working, I should say, in the campaign against political prisoner in Iran. And I'm sure that we're going to enjoy and get a lot of information from her speech. Dear Soheila, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I just, at the beginning, say Happy Women's Day to all of you and all women around the world. Just correct it on behalf of campaign to free political prisoners in Iran and here and women right activists. March 8 is the International Day. It's not just a date on the calendar as we see around the world. Sometimes they just mention one day is a Women's Day, but it is the day that reminds us to continue and determined struggle of women throughout history against discrimination, misogyny, law, and inequality. However, I want to talk about the Iran situation later, but in Iran, March 8 is vastly different from other parts of the world, where women continue their fight for equal rights and celebrate this day as a major global achievement. Since the first March, after the criminal Islamic regime came to power, women's struggle for equality has been intervened with the slogan, no to compulsory hijab, no to gender apartheid, no to misogynistic law, Islamic law. This has given the movement a deeply political character, turning it into a powerful pillar in the fight to overthrow the regime. With the especially with the beginning of the woman life freedom revolution, the woman struggle for equality and against oppressive Islamic laws has grown stronger, more radical, and more widespread despite intensified arrests and brutal repression. For many years, activist women has been arrested and sentenced to long prison term for defending women's rights, including Zainab Jalalian, Mariam Akbari Monfared, Gulrukh Irai, Nasrin Javadi, and dozens of other female prisoners. Unfortunately, at the present, Sharifa Mohammadi, labor activist, Bakhshana Azizi, a journalist, woman rights activist, and human rights activist, and Varesh Moradi, an environmental, political, and woman rights activist, has been sentenced to execution by the Islamic regime of Iran, just defending of human rights. In addition to execution, another method that the Islamic regime used for the physical elimination of political prisoners is depriving Sikh prisoners of access to medical service, medication, and treatment. By doing so, their lives are effectively put at risk, and these Sikh prisoners deprived of necessary care are condemned to silent murder. In this context, with all this situation of women are facing with that, Varesh Moradi, Bakhshana Azizi, Sharifa Mohammadi, and other imprisoned women, symbol of resistance and courage, have shaken the regime through their sit-ins and hunger strike against execution in solidarity with their fellow inmates. On behalf of Campaign to Free Political Prisoners in Iran, and as a woman activist, woman rights activist, we demand for this day what we can do to immediate and unconditional release of women rights activists as well as political and ideological prisoners, to the immediate abolition of inhuman execution punishment, and the release of women sentenced to death, including Sharifa Mohammadi, Bakhshana Azizi, and Varesh Moradi, and an end to discriminatory policies against women and the systematic violence inflicted upon them. As a woman rights activist, I call on you, fellow women rights activists, to be the echo of voice of female prisoners, political prisoners in Iran. Be the voice of Sharifa Mohammadi, Bakhshana Azizi, and Varesh Moradi. Right now, they are facing to death penalty. Any moment, any time, they executed by the regime of Iran. So March 8th, International Women's Day, is an opportunity to stand together for equality, freedom, and women's rights. Together, let's be the voice of change. Happy Women's Day. Thank you for your time.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much, my dear friend. And you are about actually more than 1.5 minutes ahead. Thank you very much, Sayla, about your report and your speech. Our next speaker is Sabila Rose. Sabila, are you in the room? Dear Sabila?
Yes, I'm in the room.
Wonderful. Can we have your beautiful face too? Because we don't have your face.
Yeah.
Thank you. While you are doing, I'm gonna read a very quick bio from Sabila Rose. Sabila Rose is a woman activist. She is from Uganda. In a camp refugee in Uganda, which is called
Kiriadongo.
Kiaragondo. Thank you very much. She mobiles a team of actually created, I should say, a team of women with whom she started an organization called Network of South Sudanese Survival in Uganda. This was due to their past tremendous violence, and she particularly hoped she would stand in as a voice to stop conflict-related sexual violence in South Sudan, and create a world where the rights of women and girls are respected. Sebila, please start your speech. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy Women's Day to everyone. I'm happy to speak to women today.
We are happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. During 2013, in South Sudan, more than 4 million people were displaced and in different places. When we came to Uganda as a refugee in 2013, we have a lot of women who are going through a lot, who has been raped in South Sudan. We have very many children born out of rape, whom you don't know the father. Like our country is a young country, South Sudan, which the rights of women are not respected. Although you know the person who raped you, you don't have right to go to police or to go to court and report the person because you fear your life is in danger. So women lives with fear in them, whereby if anything happened to you or to your daughter, you cannot go to police and report the perpetrator. You have to keep quiet and live with the pain. You will give birth to a child whom you don't know the father. When you want to get a national ID to a child, they will not allow. They want to know the father, they want to know the grandfather, where. So there is a lot of things which women are facing in South Sudan, actually. Our country is going through a lot. Like, there is no law completely in our country as a young country. So when we came to Uganda as a refugee, we decide, why can't we come together as women? Let us speak out in order for us to get what? Help. Because what happened in our country, we live with the pain and scar, physical scar, and a scar which you cannot see in someone. So there is a lot of organization within the camp which helps women. But, you know, in our country, it is a shame for a woman to go that I was raped. So a woman will keep quiet. You are sick, but you cannot say it out that I was raped. This child, I don't know the father. Some of the women, their husband rejected them because of what happened to them. That what happened to you, it was all your fault. Someone came to you at the gunpoint, raped you. How was that one your fault? So very many women was rejected by their husbands. So they are living with their children without men and all that. And these kids are going through a lot because you as a mother, you will see that because of this child, that's why I lost my marriage. That's why I am going through all this. These children are going through a lot. Like the parents are rejecting them. The family are rejecting them. Sometimes you will produce a child which has different color with you. You don't know the father. So discrimination is too much in the family. Your own children will also reject this child. So that's why we created a network of South Sudanese survivors, like to bring us together as a survivors to advocate for the rights of women within Uganda. At least in Uganda, they listen to women. But we as a community of South Sudanese, there is no respect for a woman. A woman is just a woman, has no right. A woman cannot sit with men in a table to discuss. That is the level of our country which they reduce women. So we said we cannot keep quiet. Let us advocate for our daughters. Let them know their rights. Let them know what is happening. Let them know law. So it is actually not something easy in my country that a woman will go with a man in court and you will win the case. No. You have no right completely to take a man to court. So that is the level of my country. And these kids, we are advocating for the rights of these children born out of rape, born out of war, because if we say born out of rape, it is a bad name for these children. So we decide to say that let us name them like children born out of war. These children, we are advocating, we are talking to their mothers that this child, don't reject the child. Take care of this child very well. Show love to the child. So the child should not go through all this. By the way, these children are going through a lot. Some of them are now 11 years because from 2013 up to now, it is 11 years. They understand very well. They understand all the situation, whether it's a boy or girl. Like you will face community rejection from the community, from the uncles. So there was a time we acted a film, a movie of a child born out of rape, which the uncle, because definitely if your husband rejected you, your parents, you have to go back home to your parents. It is your brother to take care of this child. And this child has no right in any property, in anything, like in their uncles. The child, you just raise these kids as you're just helping any other child. So that's what we are facing in our country. These children born out of rape, there are many. Women are keeping quiet with what happened to them. So this is our situation in South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Sabila. It's wonderful to have you here. Really, it takes a lot of courage, a lot of hope inside you guys to be the voice of these women. And I can see only a little bit of your beautiful dress. If you take your computer's video down, yes, yeah, I could imagine it's beautiful. And yeah,
Thank you.
the
Thank you.
colors that you guys use is a reflection of your beautiful minds and the hope for future for all those children that you are talking about. And we all are together. Hopefully one day we won't have such discrimination against women all over the world.
Sibilia wasn't feeling good, and she said, if I can excuse her, I said, no, there is no excuse. You even 5 minutes, you must come. We like to hear your story.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you.
Yeah.
We couldn't have the program without you, Sabila.
Yeah. Thank
For
you.
being here. I hope that we, in our organization, we can work more later. For now, I would like to ask you guys to listen to music, and we will be back. سروش جان صدا نداره، لطفاً از اول بذار. Sorry, I mentioned to Surush that the voice is muted.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own go with other boys. And don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say. Please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. 'Cause you don't know me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'd never stay. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free. To live my life the way I want. To say and do whatever I please. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say. And please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. I don't tell you what to say. Don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free.
Thank you very much, Surush. That was fantastic. It was one of the very, I should say, nostalgic songs that we in those like 90s, I mean 1950s or 60s, we could see or hear. And I actually, as a child that was born in 1970, I remember some of those songs that some part of, some people were like putting, and that's great to see all this fight, these loud voices, that is arts that is to help women to have voices are have been there, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Dear friends, I have to check for our actually I'm going to introduce you the next speaker, Hiba Daklala.
That's true.
Yes,
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Let me see if I have your face. Oh, yes, beautiful. You are here. A very quick bio of her. An activist against gender-based violence and R&D manager of Vancouver Association for Survivors of Torture. Very quick, very sweet, but amazing bio. Thank you very much, Hiba, that joined us, and stage is yours, dear.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you for the space and for all the love and the remembrance that you give to all women today. And thank you for giving me the space to talk about it. Again, this is Hiba. I am a Palestinian Jordanian. My family was forcibly displaced from Palestine in the 60s and the 70s. And this is where the journey started with my family. And it led the passion to my work to support women and girls fighting against gender-based violence. In Jordan, although it's a very peaceful and beautiful country and we have so many women in leadership, we are still lacking a lot of tribal laws against women. And as my friend mentioned, the cases from Sudan around rape, we also had a lot of laws that would allow anyone who would rape women to actually marry them and legalize the whole process. So for so many years, we were trying to fight against this with very beautiful women, very powerful women. And thankfully, a lot of laws have changed throughout that period of time. And I was so lucky to meet so many women in refugee camps who came from Syria, who were also fighting against poverty, against what happened to them back home, and who were trying to build a new houses for themselves in Jordan. And as a forcibly displaced Palestinian myself, I also I was raised to hear stories of my grandparents leaving their country. And we were always also advocating for Palestinian women who continue to fight against occupation and pain and the recent massacre and the genocide that we've all witnessed in the last few months, that we're so happy at least it came to a pause. So I'm here today to remember all of these women and to remember everyone, to remind everyone that it's very important for us to be in such places, to advocate, to remember them, to keep talking about them, and to know that we come from different parts of the world and different perspectives. I think when I came here, a lot of my Iranian women friends taught me a lot about what was happening there, because we were so away from what's going on. We didn't know what Iran really means, what Iranian women really mean, what culture is all about. And I'm so grateful today. I'm wearing the shirt of my Iranian friend who gifted this to me. And I was honored to meet all these women during this time. They taught me a lot. And honestly, I've grown a lot as a woman to appreciate others and their cultures and their backgrounds. And I'm so very grateful for this. Yeah, and again, as a Palestinian coming from a background maybe full of memories and missing home and watching things happen to women my age, having to go through all sorts of things, and I can't do much about it. I think that the least we can do is just remembering them and remind ourselves that speaking about them is resistance on its own, and there's a power of storytelling to keep telling the stories of women who are here with us or who might have passed throughout their journey of resistance. Or who are still enduring a lot of pain during this time that we are still talking. So this is for all of them, and to keep their legacy, and just to keep them in our hearts and all the places we are in. We're so privileged to be here today in a place where human rights are respected, and we're still advocating for more. And I'm so very proud to also work with the Vancouver Association for Survivors of Torture, because we are still working on with a very talented and dedicated team on bringing life to refugees, newcomers, and women who are dealing with trauma from different kinds of pain and stories and rape and violence and all sorts of things that they've been through. Again, just an appreciation for all people who also work with refugees and newcomers in Canada and all over the world, because we're still giving hope and hopefully new pathways for them while they settle in their new places, knowing for sure that they still have wounds that will need a lot of time to heal. Maybe never, but at least giving them hope that something positive might happen. We're changing our lives. We're hoping for a better future. We're giving a better future for our children, and hoping that this world is a better place for all of us, for women to love and to be themselves and to be free and to enjoy their voices and bodies and music and what we were really born to have and be. So again, I'm really grateful for this space, for all of you, for all the stories that you've shared with us. It's enlightening for me. I'm still learning on a learning journey to know all about your stories. So I really appreciate the place and the invitation. and all the love and dedication you keep bringing to this place, because without all of you, we really can't support and we can't be here, and so many people still need us. So you have to keep that in mind and to keep pushing, even though the road sometimes is a bit tricky, and we get lost and we get drawn away with so many other things. But just a reminder how important our work is, and yeah, to appreciate it and be in this space with a lot of gratitude and love. So happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women. And thanks also for all the other folks joining us. I really appreciate this. Thanks so much.
That was wonderful speech. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hiba was
you.
in the ferry, and again, but I asked her, okay,
Thank you.
whatever we need.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for making
My
it.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
We need these bright, young minds and activities and all of that in this journey, in this fight. And I
Thank
really appreciate
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
everybody. I should say that, you were here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your experience. Our next speaker is Samira Hogouqi. Her bio is here. Samira Hogouqi, mental health professional and professional and gender equality advocate. A Master of Clinical Psychology. She finished her PhD in mental health area as well, although Islamic regime didn't let her define her thesis. She is actively supporting LGBTQR community and other marginalized communities in Iran by training local mental health professionals to be trauma-informed and knowledgeable practitioners. Wonderful bio, Samira. We can't wait to hear your speech. Please do so.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad, and it is my pleasure to be part of this meeting and with all of this diverse, powerful women from different areas with different experiences and knowledges. It is till now I learned a lot from you. I was thinking to talk about the unique mental health challenges that immigrants women will face, since we all know that we are coming from different countries with different situations, and as Heba said, like in Palestine and genocide that they are going through, or Sargul talked about Kurdistan, women and children and what they are going through, and like Soila, that Pakhshan, Azizi, Varisha Muradi, and Sharifa Mohammadi, they are getting execution order for just being active. As Sabila said about the traumas in their country, in daily life, even sitting for the food, it is like gender-based violence is happening there. And we heard about apartheid that Kunal brought up. I just want to bring it up in this, in your attention, that women, when they are coming with this, all of these traumas, when they are going to new country and immigrants, suddenly everything will not change. They are not going to heaven and start beautiful life. They are carrying all of the traumas with themselves. So many people assume that these people are good now. They can start a life and enjoy it. But surprisingly, it is not like that, because these women, these people, when they are immigrating in other countries, even with in the countries that there are less discrimination, they will just face how they went through, and they will realize how they went through, and like all the traumas are coming up because this awareness is a shock itself, and they are experiencing their trauma now after all of passing all of that experiences, and they are getting shocked that why I went through all of this, and that is making it essential to work for immigrants and the people who are like surviving from these situations. I know that we are advocates and we need advocacy for the people who are suffering right now in different countries, in Iran, in Palestine, in Kurdistan. And we are trying to do that. I was like trying to support professionals to do training, to know how to be trauma informed, because in Iran, mental health are not getting any training about trauma informed therapy or anything like that. So, but we are here, and me myself as an advocate, I'm facing different things. Like I was working in a project and to train local professionals, but that masculine environment of that project suddenly came up, and they realized that maybe I'm dangerous for them. Maybe I'm just putting them in danger because this masculinity is there. The traumas are there, and we as women who are like put in our life, we need to know about ourselves, that we are carrying all of these traumas. We are facing with different traumas. We are involving with different experiences and traumas that other people are suffering from. It is right that we want to help, but we need to think about ourselves and be aware that facing these traumas are not going away and they are stuck with us. So we have to have some acknowledgement of ourselves and what we are going through. And these meetings and such meetings to get together, talk about all the traumas that we are going through, talk about all the emotions that we are experiencing, talk about all the gender-based violence that we went through or we are experiencing right now. It is one of the key. Training awareness is one of the key. And I'm sure that you from different countries in different cities have different opportunities. You guys have, you folks have different opportunities, different talents, different knowledges, different experiences, different lives, different stories that it can help. It can build up what we can offer. And I, as a woman who like to continue my activities and my activism on gender equality area, I want to just announce my pleasure and openness to collaborate with any one who wants to work with women's rights, children's rights, about this area with marginalized communities, immigrants, refugees who are suffering, but maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe we can maybe we can just do something to continue and stand up for each other and stand up with each other. Because I think that when we are listening, when we are hearing all of those experiences, we have something in common with each other. So that's why that we have to just start different collaborations, and we can offer each other different mentalities, different knowledges, and different opportunities. So we shouldn't deny any opportunities. That was my pleasure to be here in the middle of you, all of powerful women, and happy International Women's Day, and for a happy spring that it is coming in 10 days, and I wish you a great year.
Thank you very, very much, yes, Samira. Thanks for your speech and your experience of working for making a better world. You are amazing. And also, Right now, I believe it's better to, because honestly, I don't know about you guys, my mind is full of all these um, discriminations that all over the world is happening in Africa, in Palestine, in LGBTQ community everywhere. So maybe we listen to a music for clear our mind, and we're gonna come back for the other speakers speak.
You know who is next speaker?
The other next one is Rava Moon.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Solution, we can have that song if you are ready, whenever you're ready, Aziz.
Sorry, just a second.
No problem.
Oh, caught in a bad romance. Caught in a bad romance. Whoa, won't I stop? Ah, ooh la la, till we have suffrage. Whoa, won't I stop? Ah, ooh la la, till we have suffrage. It's gotten ugly, they passed the 15. Still women have no right, no guarantee to liberty. Child health, wealth, or property. We'll raise our banner across this land, 'cause franchise isn't just the right of a man you never saw. Yeah, to never saw. You know we don't want to take freedoms from you, just want our rights and nothing less. We cry for freedom, oh, hear our voice and see we're equal to all men. We the whole people, not just male citizens, form this most perfect union. Caught in a bad romance. Caught in a bad romance. Won't I stop? Ah, ooh la la, till we have suffrage. It is a horror, a cruel design that makes it criminal, a right that is mine. I want the vote. Vote, I want to vote. Well, I think you're psycho, I think that it's sick. I'm queen of my home, raise my babies, that's it. Don't need to vote.
No, she don't want to vote.
The rights of citizens shall not be denied or abridged by the United States on account of sex. We cry for freedom, oh, hear our voice and see we're equal to all men. We the whole people, not just male citizens, form this most perfect union. Caught in a bad romance. Caught in a bad
March, march, be courageous, fighting for our rights we may just start. Greatness for the ages, freedom, it is contagious. March, march, be courageous, fighting for our rights we may just start. Greatness for the ages, remember the ladies.
Not to be above, but equal to all men. We only ask to be part of this union. Comme dirait le français, c'est démocratie. Permettez-moi participer. I'm a citizen of this nation. An American. I want suffrage and independence. We cry for freedom, oh, hear our voice and see we're equal to all men. We the whole people, not just male citizens, form this most perfect union. I wanna wear pants. Caught in a bad romance. I want my suffrage and independence. Caught in a bad romance. Vota, whoa, won't stop. Ha, ooh la la. Now we have suffrage.
Thank you very much, Surush, for playing this music, and I shall thank Soheila Dalvand a lot for sometimes just choosing or sometimes creating these beautiful musics that we can use today. Thank you, Soheila. I had this message from dear Nadia. Dear, I couldn't type it for you for whatever reason. My computer is kind of funny today. You are second after this music. So Rana Moon is the first one, and then after that, Nadia, we're gonna hear you. If it's okay for you. You are okay with it, Nadia?
Perfect. Yes.
Thank
I'm gonna go to the rally, so I want to eat something before going.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Okay. About Rana Moon, I have very, very short bio. Actually, we couldn't have her bio, and I'm using only what was on the poster of the program. A Syrian human rights activist. This is you, Rana. Let us know about your background, whatever that you want, and stage is yours. Please.
But I just want to mention Rana's its bio is short here, but her activism is very long. I know Ryan for a long time.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Sadaf and Tamina. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I was sick. I couldn't send my bio. It's my fault. Sorry about that. Yeah, I am Rawan, a Syrian Canadian citizen right now. I am working for a mental health agency with Hiba Dakhlallah as well. We are supporting survivor to settle, to heal as well here in Canada. Today, I will talk about the situation in Syria because I'm a Syrian here. And I will also talk about the important role of women in this critical time after the Al-Assad regime has been fallen. So today, just one second. Today, we recognize the strengths, resilience, and determination of women around the world. And we honor the Syrian women who have endured unimaginable challenges, displacement, conflict, and injustice, yet continue to lead, rebuild, and fight for a better future. Syrian women are at the forefront of peace building, political participation, and social progress. Their leadership is essential for shaping a democratic and inclusive Syria. But honoring their courage is not enough. We must act. We demand the full inclusion of women in decision-making, justice for survivors, and an end to all forms of discrimination and violence. Now Syria stands at a turning point. The challenges ahead go far beyond politics. National reconciliation, holding war criminals accountable, rebuilding cities, uniting the country, reviving the economy. These are the urgent tasks before us. Refugees and displaced people deserve the chance to return home with dignity. To build a free and democratic Syria, every community must have a voice in shaping the future. We must empower young people because they hold the key to lasting peace and progress. Syria does not belong to one leader, one party, or one group. It belongs to all its people. Only by rejecting sectarianism and discrimination, we can create a fair and equal society. We also recognize the role of international community. We appreciate Canada's leadership in supporting refugees and human rights. But we must go further. We invite international actors to lift sanctions, especially those on Syria's central bank, to ease the economic crisis and allow Syrians to rebuild their homeland. Rebuilding Syria requires all of us, and justice, equality, and peace can only be achieved through collective effort. My vision for Syria's future is built on unity, justice, and progress. It begins with national dialogue that brings all Syrians together to shape a shared vision. It requires a national reconciliation to heal divisions and rebuild communities. It demands sustainable development, investing in youth, reviving the economy, and restoring the environment. But justice must come first. Transitional justice means holding war criminals accountable and ensuring dignity for survivors. Public safety depends on disarming non-state groups and helping young people move away from armed conflict and integrating them into society. And we cannot forget the survivors, those who endured abuse, imprisonment, and unimaginable trauma. They need dignity, psychological care, and economic support to rebuild their lives. The role of Syrian women in rebuilding our nation. Syrian women have demonstrated incredible strength despite displacement, imprisonment, and hardship. They are not just victims, they are leaders, healers, and change makers. Their rights are not secondary, they are fundamental. To build a just and equitable Syria, women must be part of political decision-making to ensure true peace. Their participation strengthens leadership and fosters a more balanced society. Empowering women is a key to building a strong and democratic Syria. No country can move forward without women actively shaping its future. Protecting women's rights means guaranteeing access to education, healthcare, and legal protections against gender-based violence. Every woman has fundamental right to make independent choice about her body, health, and reproductive decision, free from coercion. True gender equality means access to comprehensive reproductive health care, family planning services, and protection from forced and child marriage. Bodily autonomy is essential for dignity, well-being, and full participation in society. Today, more than ever, we must support and amplify the voices of women. We must ensure they have the power, the opportunities, and the resources to shape their own future. Let's stand together for equality, justice, and Syria, where every woman is empowered to reach her full potential. The journey toward a better future starts with us, working hand in hand to build a world where every woman's rights are respected and upheld. Happy International Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you very, very much. That was wonderful, very quick and very informative. Thank you very much. We hope the best for Syrian people. and establishing democracy and freedom over there. Without any further ado, we go to our next speaker, Nadia Revello Bolivar. Nadia Revello Bolivar is an activist from human and labor rights. From young age, she witnessed the struggle that women faced both at home and in public space. These experiences motivated her to seek an understanding of social injustice, along with the way she discovered feminism, socialism, and popular education, which continues to inspire her hope in the collective struggle for dignity. Nadia, we are happy to have you. Stage is yours, please.
Thank you very much, Sadat, and also everybody who worked very hard to organize this event, and the people that are behind the scene making this possible, and for the people who is attending also who are attending the event. So I want to start with acknowledgement that I am speaking from the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Nation territory, that is an unceded territory. Many here we are settlers in this land, in which we can see with our own eyes what does mean colonialism. Say that here, as a part of the women movement and the feminist movement, we are in solidarity with Indigenous women in Canada, in what we call Canada, as we do with the rest of the women around the world. This is the first. The second, I would like to ask the people who are the public and everybody to be close to their phones or their computers, because I am going to do some questions. And also, before I start, I would like to also start with a big hack. You know, you do this, please do it this, so we can stretch a little bit. But also, this is a collective hack. And there is a poet from Nicaragua that is Gioconda Belli, that she said that solidarity is the tenderness of people. So this big hack is a demonstration of that solidarity, and it's a collective hack in this special day, that is the most special day of the year. So yes, for the people who are attending and also everybody that is here, I would like that you please raise your hand if you belong to a union, a trade union, for example. Okay, I'm seeing Julia, someone else, Tammy, Alexandra also, Patricia also, they are members. Now raise your hands if you belong to any grassroots group. Grassroots groups, like in your community, in your neighborhood, in your city. I think most of you, because you are part of this group that are fighting for freedom, no? So yes, so today what I want to do is talk about something that is important for me, and I believe that can transform the world, that is the collective work. Everybody here have talked about the discrimination, the violence that women we suffer around the world also, because it's not just in Africa and Latin America, but here in Canada, we also are suffering. In the Middle East, we are also suffering that violence that we see in form of, for example, domestic violence, and in other time we see as a violence in the workplace, when we are working in a very poor conditions, right? So I want to remember that the slogan of I think was in Russian that time, that they talk about bread and roses, because it's not just about the material conditions, but also the symbolic conditions that we need to have decent life as an individual, but also as a collective. So here we are here thinking, and also I would like that you write now in the chat why you are here, what motivates you to be here. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute, because it's important to hear also from the people who are here. You write if you want, if you can, why you are here today. Because this is usually when we ask the people why the people are here, we ended the event more motivated because we realize that we have things in common. So if you can, please write in the chat why you are here, and also that is gonna help the people who were organizing the event to understand what are the motivation of people and how we can bring more people that maybe they don't have a group, they don't have a grassroots group, because I think what the International Working Women Day is showing us that the collective struggle is what is gonna make a different society, because one by one we are not gonna be able. That's why we feel good and feel safe, because we know that all these people that are here, they want to fight. They want to fight for against social injustice, for example. They want to fight against the war. They want to fight against homelessness. They want to fight against speculation. Thank you. Yeah. And I think that many people also are writing that this is the passion that they have, and I think for many of us, this is something that comes from the core of our soul, right? People want to continue learning from other minds and see what could be the alternative for changing. So I just want to bring an example. Yesterday, I was in a picket line talking with the Life Lab workers that they are on strike. Most of the workers that were on the picket line were immigrants, young women's immigrants. Life Lab is an organization that is private, but it's an organization that is giving very essential services, right? Usually provided by women, and why? Because usually women are the ones who have the low wages, in the job market. And that corporation that is private was bought by an American corporation last summer. And that's why they are having so many issues to negotiate with that new corporation, because that corporation, only what they want is profit. Doesn't matter if the lives of that women are gonna be destroyed, right? So that's why I want to say also that this special day is to vindicate that the women's movement is an anti-imperialist, is anti-colonialist, anti-racist, but also, and it's very important, we are anti-capitalist, because it's the capitalists that create that structure that is making our life miserable, right? But we are fighting that. And those women in the picket line, they're fighting capitalism. But we need to raise awareness about that, because it's important connect the violence that we suffer with that structural issue that we have with this system. And that's why I want to invite everybody here to talk with your people, your friends, and with your neighbors, and bring those struggles and realize that the problem is a structural problem, but we can solve it if we are together. So thank you very much. And long life to International Working Women's Day.
Beautifully said. Thank you very, very much, Nadia. That was wonderful speech, and especially the survey that you had in the middle of it. It was wonderful to have it. I'm sorry I couldn't participate myself. We are in very, very short bad situation, I should say, because as time-wise, Tammy, you wanted to introduce somebody as a.
No, I just wanted to welcome Julia. I'm so happy she's among us. She is one of the very well, union activists, and Julia has helped us a lot for Iranian workers. I wish I knew earlier, and I would have invited you for sure as one of our speakers. But next meeting, I'm so pleased to have you among us, and definitely you're going to be one of the speakers. I wanted to use this opportunity just to express.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Tammy. And I really believe that as we were talking during before this meeting this day for organizing this event, we were thinking that we should have every month this kind of meetings, talking with each other, sharing our memories and experiences and feelings even. And it is the way it should be. Our next speaker is from Afghanistan. We are very, very honored to have Zahra Hashemi today here in this program. She is a passionate advocate for women's rights, gender equality, and mental health. Born and raised in Afghanistan, she has dedicated her life to improving women through education, community support, and cultural advocacy. In Canada, Zahra focuses on supporting women and survivors of gender-based violence using a trauma-informed approach. She was recently nominated for the Community Champion Award by YWCA for her contributions to social justice and community improvement. Wonderful to have you, Zahra, here. That's great bio, and stage is yours, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind introduction. I would love to also share that this morning I have received a great news that I have been nominated for the Honoring Leaders Advancing Economic Justice in Canada recognition by the Canadian Centre for Women's Empowerment. And thank you so much. And I believe that, thank you, economic abuse is one of the most important issues, and it also focuses on how important it is for us as women to be financially independent and how that would add into our power in the work that we do for other women. And my name is Zahra Hashemi, as you said, and I am speaking to you from Vancouver, British Columbia, on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, including the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the land we're gathered on, the Indigenous people who have been the steward of this land for generations and their ongoing connection to it. And before I start my speech, actually, I want to acknowledge that the topics that we're talking is not easy. It's very heavy. And I would like to take a few seconds to go in silence and take 2 or 3 deep breaths and just focus on ourselves and just looking at how far we have came, and maybe just do a tap on the shoulder and congratulate ourselves being here today. Today, on International Women's Day, we have gathered to celebrate and honor the strength, resilience, and accomplishments of women worldwide. But for me, it's a day to reflect on the work still left to do. The theme for International Women's Day 2025 is Accelerate Action. It's a call to acknowledge the strategies, resources, and activities that are making a difference in women's lives. Strategies that supports women advancement and elevate their voices. But we must understand that while we're standing with women everywhere, simply standing with them is not enough. Action is required, and it must come from all of us. The situation of Afghan women and girls continues to be a stark reminder of how much work is still needed. In Afghanistan, the reality of women and girls is one of the systematic oppression and hardship. Since the Taliban returned to power, girls have been banned from attending secondary schools, and this making Afghanistan the only country in the world where girls are banned from higher education. And women have been stripped of many basic rights. Data tell us that 7.8 million children and women are living in the poverty line in Afghanistan. 50 Taliban-imposed rules decrees to restrict the rights of women and girls. 1,262 days of rights deprivation from education. We have hundreds of women in Taliban's prisons, and they experience horrific things such as group rape and more. Afghan girls and women are facing all forms of violence, forced marriages, not allowed to get out of the house without a man, can't work, can't sing, can't participate in any social activities, and a lack of access to education and healthcare. These numbers are not just statistics, they represent lives, stories, lives of women and girls whose dreams are silenced every day. But even in the face of these unimaginable challenges, Afghan women are not silent. When the world is quiet, they are resisting. They are fighting back, from underground schools where girls gather in secret to learn, to the brave women leaders who are emerging to demand change. Afghan women are showing us what it means to have courage in the face of adversity. They are the leaders of tomorrow, even if the world has yet to fully recognize them. Yet we must acknowledge that while many have taken individual action, it's still not enough. The reality is that these women and girls need us. They need our voices. They need us to not only stand with them, but also stand for them. We need to accelerate action, not just as concept, but as a movement, a movement that empowers women and girls in every corner of the world, and especially in places like Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, South Sudan, Syria, and other places in the world where their voices have been marginalized. On this day, I also want to connect the struggles of Afghan women with Indigenous women experiences. Indigenous women, too, have long faced oppression, displacement, and systematic violence. Yet, Indigenous women have carried the torch of resilience, storytelling, and leadership in their communities. There is so much to learn from the power of storytelling, from the strength of sharing our stories and pain, and our dreams as we stand in solidarity with Afghan women. Let us also remember to uplift Indigenous women, to learn from their traditions of empowerment, and to support their fight for justice. The work ahead is not simple, and it cannot be done by any one person alone. We need to be creative and strategic in our choices. We need to support women's leadership in every form, whether it's through online education programs, community-based initiatives, or at the work being done through local advocacy. We must raise our voices, not only in speeches, but in the small actions we take in our families, communities, and friendships. Advocacy, writing, discussions, and initiatives, no matter how small they seem, they're vital. On this International
You are muted. Zahra, you are muted.
Please start from on this.
On this International Women's Day, let us remember that we're not just celebrating the women who have came before us, but those who are still fighting, the women who are leading even in silence, the women who, despite all odds, continue to push for better future for themselves, their daughters, and their communities. It's time to take the action, and the time is now. Thank you.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much, Zahra, dear Zahra. And I personally want to thank you to bring the voice and what we really have to do, the indigenous community's voice over here in this meeting. That was well put, and thank you. Our last, but definitely, you're so welcome. Our last and not most definitely least speaker is Tahmina Sadeghi. You guys know her, and there is no need for bio. We all know her, and please, Tahmina.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody for coming here. Thank you, for all the women who are fighting so hard in different, like area, from freeing political prisoners to helping refugees, helping women, and etc. I'm so happy we all gathered here today, and I'm hoping we continue these meetings, at least to have it, like once a month or every other month. And I learned a lot today, and the most stuff I was going to talk, everybody said part of it, and I think because of the time, there's not much need I talk too much. But one thing I like to emphasize that our other friends like Nadia and Sarah emphasized was, like inequality of women, it's a business. It's a business in this capitalist system. The ruling class are making money from, our free labor, the free labor from, raising our children to, like a housekeeping job, to taking care of the seniors, and just name it, and paying, unequal pay to women, and categorizing women in some specific jobs like teaching and blah blah blah, paying less. And look at this information that Oxford give us. Billionaires wealth surged by 2 trillion in 2024, 3 times faster than the year before. So what does it tell us? It tells us that all this discrimination by any different labels, people of color, indigenous people, and like any discrimination you see, it's a business that we are living in a system that they make money, they make profit, and they try to normalize, like our violence against women under the name of this is their culture, this is their religion, this is the class they belong to, and this is our duty today to stand up against any form of discrimination, and not let them to have any excuse. For example, yesterday in my school, there is a girl, she's only 7 years old, she's from Afghanistan, and she is not allowed to dance anymore. She's not allowed to, like sing anymore. She's not allowed to participate some, sports just because she's a girl. And this is a child abuse. And under the name of, that's her culture, and we should respect that, they let this kind of abuse happen. And as you see in many countries, like when Taliban invaded Afghanistan, or Islamic regime, and like treating women brutally, and the world like respect that, because they call it, this is their culture. And I'm happy women life freedom gave them a different message. They are seeing mostly ruling class. They don't see the resistance. The voice of resistance is not the voice of the governments who are controlling the countries. People in any countries are so different than people who are in power. So our time is very short, and hopefully next time I can talk more. But my emphasis is we cannot get rid of the women inequality except getting rid of this, like structural discrimination, which is capitalism, which makes money by our, like inequality. So thank you very much. There is a rally here today at 1 o'clock in Vancouver Art Gallery. I am really appreciate everybody who participated in this Zoom panel, and I'm hoping, we can have more and more of this kind of panel and make our connection stronger. And the whole world is ready. Trust me. Any country you go, people are getting fed up with this. Rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer, and the different, like level of abuse because of the poverty. One reason is the poverty. They are willing to spend millions of dollars on army, on killing people, on destroying environment, but they are not willing to spend this money on the human wealth, on women's rights, on children's rights, and etc. This is a good start, and I'm hoping, like more and more we can have this kind of meeting and make our connection stronger.
Thank you very much, Khalija. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one thing before everybody goes. We were supposed to have finished our program right here with Time is a Speak, but Sohaila, meanwhile, contacted me and said that she has a very, very important letter from Varisha Moradi, the person that is in death row right now. If there is just 1 or 2 minutes for Sohaila to read it, I really appreciate everybody. Go ahead.
Thank you. As you know, Varisha Moradi is sentenced to death penalty. She just wrote a letter today. I just read it, part of her letter. She pointed to the global struggle of women and challenges they face in today's world, and remind us that true freedom can only be achieved through the freedom of women. She says, from behind the prison bar, where one must seek out the light in the mind and heart, I extend my congratulations on March 8 to the brave and pioneering women everywhere they may be on this planet. Right here and now, I reach out warmly to all the women who, alongside the hope for peace and democracy, fight to create day free from oppression. I'm always with you in solidarity, and I believe that the struggle knows no special or temporal limit until the day comes when we celebrate freedom in a time and a place free of tyranny. We must not rest for even a moment in honor of all freedom fighters from the past to the present. Thank you for the time that you let me
Thank you
read
very
it.
much, Sohaila. Thank you, Varisha Moradi, from such situation, still like celebrating Women's Day and hope for a better world. Thank you very much, everybody. I personally and on behalf of the organization of this Zoom panel, everybody was involved. Soroush, Masoud, Sohaila, Babak, a lot of people. And thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for the great speakers. Happy Women's Day again. I know in Vancouver you guys are in tight schedule. Go ahead, have your celebration and happy Women's Day. I ask you guys to listen, if you have time, to the song Baraye 4 in English. Thank you. Voice.
For dancing in the alleys and the streets, for the thrill and the fear of getting caught kissing, for my sister, my brother, and unity, for all the times we tried to change their minds and stale beliefs, for the loss of pride, for poverty, for the dream of just a normal life for you and me, for all the children who were starving for a loaf of bread, for the greed of politics and all the lies they spread, for all the mass polluted air we breathe, for all the litter in the streets and all the dying trees, for all the animals who suffer from elimination, for all the cats and dogs who love us without no conditions, for all the tears that seem to never end, for all the images that keep on turning in our heads, for a simple smile to last a little while, for the future generations fighting for their time, for empty promises of heaven in the afterlife, for all the imprisonment of beautiful minds, for all the babies who were born and for the ones who died, for all the times you told the truth and all the times you lied, for all the speeches that we heard about 1,000,000 times, for all the shacks and shelters that were sold to make a dime for just a glimpse of a peaceful life, for the rising of the sun after an endless night, for all the pills we pop just to get some sleep, for all mankind in our country, for all the boys and girls who never knew equality, for woman, for life For liberty, for liberty.
Happy Women's Day, everybody. Thank you very much.
Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Happy International Women's Day to everybody. And thank you all for your speech. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day and happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day to everybody. It was